Good evening, everybody. I am Viva Frei. Some of you may know me as the former Montreal litigator turned rumbler. Growing up, one of my favorite movies of all time, and it still is one of my favorite movies of all time, is The Jerk. It's a perfect movie, a 100% perfect movie, as is The Princess Bride. But I digress.
Inconceivable!
The Jerk is a perfect movie. Humor, brotherly love. In the literal sense, that movie creates racial harmony in a way that nothing of the forced tolerance of the day can possibly promote or create. And Bernadette Peters was my childhood crush.
You're so cute.
Another movie that I also love, Idiocracy. And what do these two movies have in common? It seems that the absurdity of The Jerk has met the reality of Idiocracy. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, go watch it, The Jerk and Idiocracy. But The Jerk starts off with Steve Martin, who many of you might know is whiter than marshmallow, talking about his childhood because he was brought up by a poor black family. I think it was in Alabama or Mississippi. And one of the opening lines of the movie is Steve Martin saying, absurdly so, I was born a poor black child.
It was never easy for me. I was born a poor black child.
Now, one can be born poor and cease being poor as life progresses, but one cannot be born black and then end up being white like Steve Martin. And so the absurdity of it was Steve Martin, an adult white male, saying that he was born a poor black child. That absurdity has unfortunately now met reality, where the news of the day, if you haven't heard it, is you have your first trans winner of Ms. Netherlands out of the Netherlands. A person born male, and I guess will always be male biologically, chromosome-wise, has transitioned superficially in the exterior to look female, competed in the Netherlands beauty pageant, and has now become the first trans person, male, physically looking female, to win Ms. Netherlands. From government propagandist CTV News, Ms. Netherlands contestant makes history as first trans woman to win the pageant. This individual is going to go on to the Ms. Universe and could be the first trans Ms. Universe ever. I did not know that Ms. Universe has allowed trans contestants since 2012, so you learn something new every day. Now, when it comes to this story, I'm a little torn because this is not like the biological advantage that men have over women when it comes to competitive sports. Any male who has gone through puberty will have a physiological, biological advantage on average over women. Bone density, muscle mass, arm span, relevant in such sports as swimming. Size of the heart tends to be bigger, greater lung capacity. So when it comes to competitive sports, whether or not you superficially on the exterior look like a female, if you are biologically male, you will biologically have physiological advantages over females. When it comes to beauty pageants, that is not so much the case, and some might even say, as I think out loud, that a person who is a male, who decides to do the surgeries and the hormones that are required in order to superficially transform one's body to make it look female, actually would have a disadvantage when it comes to beauty pageants. One would say that, and then one might have to reflect on the physiological, biological advantage versus political and ideological advantage that a trans competitor might currently have in Ms. America competitions or Ms. whatever beauty pageants, because whatever disadvantage they might have physiologically, in the name of inclusion, they might have to get something of an ideological or political benefit, advantage, perk over the natural females competing in categories that were reserved for females. Going back to The Jerk, I was born a poor black child, absurdity having met real life. The victor, when asked to describe his victory in a word, literally said victory, because when I was a little boy, and this is the winner, not saying when I was a girl trapped in a boy's body, when I was a whatever, as a child. When I was a boy, I was a little boy. I was taught nothing is impossible, and lo and behold, I was born a little boy, and now I have just won Ms. Netherlands. From government propagandist CTV News, quote, Ms. Universe asked us to describe ourselves in one word, end quote. Cole shared in a video posted to her Instagram page last month. Quote, the word I'm choosing is victory, because as a little boy, I conquered all the things that came through my path, and look at me now standing here as a strong, empowered, and confident trans woman, end quote. That's the world in which we live. So part of me says, just, you know what? When it comes to beauty pageants, have it be open category. Allow drag queens to participate. Allow men simply dressing up as women to participate, because if it's purely superficial on the skin and some answers, well, why would it be limited to even trans competitors? Just have it be open. Have anybody dressing up like what they think a stereotypical beautiful woman would be, have them answer questions, and if superficially on the outside they look beautiful enough based on our regressive stereotypes of what beautiful women look like, why limit it even to trans? Just have it be anybody who dresses up like what they think a beautiful woman is and have them answer questions. If the contestants don't want to object to this, so be it. We're going to live in a world where the victor almost deliberately thumbs his nose and says, when I was a little boy, I thought everything was possible, and lo and behold, I have just beat women at a competition that was designated for them. Truly, nothing is impossible, it would seem. It would seem, however, that there is potentially, arguably, a certain level of narcissism to someone who says, look, I'm trans, I feel like I was born in the wrong body. I don't just want to be allowed to transition and have all of the rights of a human. I now, after having done that, want to go beat the women at competition that was reserved for them, but that now, because of politics, I am allowed to participate in, and because of politics, I might even have a political ideological advantage over them in a competition that in theory was intended for them. It's going to be what it is. The participants and the competitors will object, or they won't. The competition will become nothing but another extension of politics. And as everyone knows who has been watching my channel for any extended period of time, politics ruins everything. It ruins music, it ruins sports, it ruins film, it ruins science, it ruins politics, ironically enough. That is going to be the fate of Ms. Whatever. I personally never liked it. I always found it quite superficial. Even back in the day, setting people up against each other to compete based on physical beauty, never understood it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Biology, however, is not. All that to say, if you like my video, you like my content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, vivafrei.com for some merch if you're so inclined, vivabarneslaw.locals.com for some amazing exclusive content. That's the news of the day. And with that said, what else is objectively beautiful? That which was created by forces beyond our power and our understanding. Enjoy it, behold, enjoy the evening. Peace out, peace. A bumblebee's coming back to me.
You're so hard on yourself. How could you know that was Iron Balls McGinty?